What you say? What you say? That you only meant well.
Broadcasting live from the Complete College Prospect Studio in Sin City. Heard around the world, discussing everything that is high school sports, is the Who's Up Next podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy JR, aka the Big Fella. We got a lot to get into today. Hopefully, you guys like the new branding and everything. We put up some new stuff in here. One of the athletes from Complete College Prospect, Willie Morris, made it to the World Championships this year in BMX, so his jersey's up on that side. As we always tell you guys, if you have jerseys or anything you want to get up on the show, send it to us. We definitely gonna put it up here. Again, I'm gonna get used to just being like, I'm gonna put it up here. It was one of those things where I had a partner. Now it's just me solo dolo. Let's see. What are we going to get into today? So we're definitely going to be talking about some changes in the NCAA again. There's some new things that happened. I stay on the pulse of that. Make sure that you high school kids are getting all that information that you need, no matter what your sport is. I want you guys to be successful and be able to, get where you're trying to go. Working with Complete College Prospect, Chatter, everything, Salsa Squad. We just trying to make sure that all high school athletes have every opportunity possible, and understand that, this is just the way of things. So let's jump into, wait. We're supposed to have somebody viewing today. We definitely gonna have those athletes on. We got their videos coming. We got some amazing athletes from Hawaii, Virginia, Vegas, California, just hands down. That's gonna be special. I had a graduate ask me over the last couple of weeks about the downtime between graduation and enrolling in high school and the decisions that they need to make to feel like they're making movements in the right direction. I definitely want to, I feel like that's an important question that a lot of athletes have, a lot of students, let's not just say athletes, a lot of students and a lot of parents of students who have graduated and are waiting to see what their student's going to do over the next 3, 4, 5 months while waiting to go to school. If you're an athlete, you play football, soccer, things like that, chances are you're going to get your reporting day from your school. If you're on scholarship, if you're trying to walk on, whatever it is, you're going to get a reporting day. If you're a fall sport person, they'll tell you when you need to report to school. All you have to do is make sure you're taking care of the enrollment, getting your books, making sure all your funds are there. If you're on scholarship, making sure that they've allotted you your money to, depending on how they do it, to your card, so that you could go to the bookstore, take care of everything you need. I will be putting up some information so that you guys know where to go get books instead of paying, because we give you some input. In college, a book might cost you $300, $350, $400. But when you resell it at the end of the semester, you only get back like $30. So I'll make sure to put a link up there, let y'all know where to go get some of those books that other students have already used and then sold. That way you could get at a discount, keep some of that money in your pocket to get through your semester. Do not always listen to the notes that are in those things, though, because you don't know if that book came from an A student or somebody that got kicked out of school. So the notes are suspect. So you might want to watch that. What I would say, though, is that I'm definitely gonna make sure you guys get that kind of information. But also on top of that, if you are not going to school, that's okay too. If you're taking a semester off to figure out where you're going, just don't stay stagnant. Make sure you're doing something. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you've thought of where you want to be at 25, then where you want to be at 30. It's better to think of 30 first, so then you could come back to 25 and use that as the steps from where you are at 18, 17 to 25 to 30, so that you have a little bit of direction in your life. But it's okay if you don't have the answers. You don't have to feel like you are not accomplishing anything, even though it seems like everybody else around you is moving in a direction, because that is absolutely not the case. Remember, you're still figuring things out. You just transitioned into an important part of your life, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I know adults that don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I know people 40, 50 years old that they're still trying to figure out where life's going to take them. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be all right. You will definitely be all right. But I wanted to address that definitely for a young man that is trying to take the bull by the horns and do what he needs to do and get where he's going. And he's feeling a lot of pressure, family, friends, everybody has advice. The one thing I would tell you guys, whether you're athletes, whether you're just students, whether you're an adult that watches this show in your regular life, take the advice that you get, use what you can, throw away the rest respectfully. There's never an opinion that might not be something that you need to know in your life. And there's never a reason, not to take some advice from some other people. We're going to take that, run with that for a little bit and get on to something else. Hopefully that young man knows who he is. He's watching. Always got your back. I always give you any advice you need. And anybody else that's watching this show, all you got to do is send in questions, and I'll make sure that y'all get that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to answer questions. Whatever it is that you got it, you're looking for, I'm going to make sure that you get the answers you're looking for to the best of my ability. That's what I do. It doesn't mean it's right for you, but to the best of my ability, I'll find the answers if I need to. So let that lead us into this first segment. Last week, there were some questions that were asked concerning the NCAA and some of the changes they were making and when it came to scholarships and things like that. So I definitely wanted to do a question and answer. You asked, we answered, I answered. So here we go. Because of the new funding with the NCAA paying athletes, it is going to hurt some sports when it comes to scholarships, definitely Olympic type sports. Sorry. But it is those sports probably are not going to get money out of that. Like I said, let's say the average is 22%. Let's say the average, we just saw a thing where the football was getting 75% of that. So again, they're probably going to transition to 75% of that for of the payout too, depending on the school. If it's a basketball heavy school, there really ain't no baseball, softball heavy. It's really going to come down to basketball and football, and then it's going to trickle down from there. But it will increase scholarships for some teams. So what they're doing is, because of the funding now, because of that money and the shared income on the shared revenue, they will be increasing, allowing the ceiling of scholarships that one sport, say football, might have 85, 75 scholarships they can offer. That's about to go up for some schools. So more money, more opportunities. It's still going to hurt high school athletes at the end of the day, unless you're an amazing high school athlete that could come in day one, make a difference on the team. Again, because there's going to be athletes that just choose to stay for 4 years instead of leaving. We're figuring that for the most part, a lot of athletes are probably going to be pulling in anywhere from, let's say 70,000 football, basketball, 70,000 to 150, 250,000. And on the high end, we're talking millions. So, and again, that's outside of your NIL money. So scholarships will increase for some sports. Other sports, your scholarships are going to get wiped out. That's it. That's facts. That's straight from the NCAA. Sorry. The revenue sharing model, as of fall class of 2025, a lot of schools, that's when they'll start paying out. So 24s, you got to wait a year, get with your NIL situation, try to make as much money as you can on that. Then, beef it up so that you performing on the field, on the court, on the diamond, in the gym, wherever it is, do what you have to do to perform so that then when the money transitions over, you on the higher end of that pay scale. Let's see, specific sports. Like I said, we talked about that. Scholarships, that's what's going to happen with that. No big deal. Well, I mean, it's kind of a big deal, but that's how that works. For a lot of you athletes out there, when it comes to official visits, look, if you do not, I've been preaching this for years. I've seen it. I can stand in a room full of seniors right now and ask how many kids have an NCAA number. I might get 2 or 3 hands that lift up. Most parents don't even have a clue of what that is. You can't take an official visit if you're not registered with the NCAA. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? You heard it right here from the big fella. I'm telling you what the facts is. You need that NCAA number so that you could, because they have to, in order for them to pay for it, they have to go through the NCAA about all of that. And so they have to put in a list of athletes that they want to bring out for visits. They'll verify your amateur status, that you're NCAA registered fully, upload your official transcripts, at least having your counselor do it at school, things like that. If you don't do that, if you're wondering why you don't have official visits, that might be it. Definitely, if you're worried about why no schools are talking to you, I promise you that's it. You're just not recruitable. You need an NCAA number, man. Got to get it. Let's see. This is the other big thing. Now, remember what I told you guys. Talked about it a while back about the Super League for football. Now we're talking about them paying athletes. We're talking about back pay to 2016. Now we're talking about unlimited transfers with no penalty. And now we're talking about they've taken the roof off of coaching staffs. So now coaches can have as many coaches as they want when it comes to those sports that the school fully supports. So football, it's unlimited. There used to be a cap on how many coaches they can have on staff on the field and at practice. That limit is now, that's official. That's done. They voted. That's done. Coaching limits are off. I'm trying to tell everyone that the business model for college sports is now semi-pro. If it's basketball, it's the G League. If it's baseball, this is the AA, things like that, AAA. This is what all of that is. You know what I'm saying? This is the minor leagues in soccer. This is what it is. College is now semi-pro. That's it. There's that full stop, done. Nothing else to be said about that. And the sooner that you guys understand that, the better off you will be. So that's where it is. Now, again, no limit on coaching staffs. So that tells you right there, they got to pay those paychecks. So if they're paying those paychecks, that's going to lean into this next big item, which is now schools, football programs can have on-field sponsorships going from $6 million up on the cost. So again, there you go. Now you can have the sponsors, AT&T, FedEx, Wish, whoever it is, doesn't matter, Nike, whoever it is, they could take a field just like in the pros, put their stamp on it, do what they do. I think CSU just did something with their field that got them somewhere in the range of like $4 to $6 million from a sponsor as well, and it might have been the biggest one in history. So to date, that's definitely going to change. The Bamas, the Michigans, USCs, they're all going to get way bigger deals on that. That's for sure. But this is now a business again. So let me give you the tiers. So the pro level of most sports, that remains the same. That's the elite level. College in all sports is now going to be semi-pro, period. That's what it is. So the definition of being a pro is paychecks. If you know somebody that says they're semi-pro, they just have the local park playing football, playing in some basketball league, that's just some man or woman that likes to play the sport. So the semi-pro, that nonsense is going out the door. So college, semi-pro, high school is the new college. And there's going to be expectations. I've had this discussion last week, so I'm not going to get into that, right? Little league is now high school. And there you go. So kids, parents, if you decide to do sports, just know that it's going to be impossible to have a childhood. And that's all right. It's worth the sacrifice. I promise you that. Like I up and down all day. You know what I'm saying? Me, my brother, my uncles, some of my cousins, we will all attest to that. It is 1,000% worth it to be, if you're trying to become a professional athlete, there's nothing like it. It's worth it. But you're not going to have a childhood. Parents, you're not going to get off with not spending money to get your kid a trainer, send them to this, send them to that. They can't miss camps. They got to be in places where their name can be seen. Every parent should have their kid getting social media. I'm not talking about like Snapchat. There's no coaches there. I hate supporting Elon Musk. He's just a crazy whack dude. But X is where every coach, I don't care what your sport is, that's where they are. you know, and the more followers you could get between there, your TikTok, your YouTube channels, let's say even the grams, the better off you're going to be when it comes to, you know, that publicity will help with NIL deals. So that if you could get that publicity to build up your followers and it helps with your NIL money, it's going to help with your scholarship offers as well. If you think I'm playing, just go look at Nico out in Tennessee. That plays quarterback for Tennessee. Used to be a QB out in California. You know, that it'll explain it all. Hell, Mikey Williams. You know what I'm saying? Mikey was a good basketball player. Definitely had potential should have been getting drafted this year if he wasn't a knucklehead. But at the end of the day, it was his followers and everything like that. Zion, same thing in the NBA. You know, those followers from junior high up, that just put him on the radar of so many people. So then, you know, it helped with everything else because he had flaws in his game. So, all right, man. Let's jump up out of there. Let's jump over to I wanted to put people up on your state, right? Definitely want to talk about your state, and then we're going to go to a couple athletes, and then we'll come back out to something else and go to a couple athletes. So in case you don't know whether or not NIL deals are available in your state, whether you can do them or not, I made sure to go through, get the research for you guys. If you live in Alabama, no NIL deals in high school. College only. That will probably change. But for now, Alabama off the market. If you live in Alaska, NIL deals are permitted. If you live in Arizona, it's unclear because there's some roundabout talk which says yes, but then says it's definitely possible for you to get penalized for it. So I don't want to say yes or no on that one. Just check with the rules, and then you can check that out. If you live in Arkansas, NIL deals not permitted. California, we don't even need to discuss it. It's permitted, hands down. Colorado, good job, Colorado. 100% permitted to get NIL deals. Connecticut, not permitted. Delaware, permitted. That's crazy. Washington, D.C., permitted. Florida, not permitted. Georgia, not permitted. Hawaii, it's under discussion to figure it out for a final approval of yes, you could do it. No, you can't. You know, it's tricky. Let's see. Idaho, you could definitely get an NIL deal in high school. Remember, this is all about high school. This is you being able to go get your money, be a star athlete in your sport, and go get paid in high school so you can have money in your pocket while doing your thing and building yourself up towards going to college. Illinois, permitted. Indiana, not permitted. Iowa, permitted. Kansas is limited, and that's based on the dollar amount that you can earn. So again, Vegas, Nevada is like that as well. So go check. If you live out there in Kansas, just check it out. And you know, some money better than no money, but it's limited based on money. Louisiana, not permitted. Maine, permitted. Maryland, permitted. Massachusetts, permitted. You see the theme, right? The East Coast stays ahead of the game, man. They tend to just keep it together and understand what needs to be done. Let's see. Michigan, not permitted. Minnesota, permitted. Mississippi, not permitted. Missouri, not permitted. Montana is limited, but again, it's on how much money you can make. Go get your money. You know what I'm saying? You live in Montana, go get that money. Nebraska, permitted. Again, I think that's considered the Midwest, Colorado, Nebraska, all of that. I lived in Colorado, but I think that's like Midwest. Midwest seem to have their stuff together too, man. Let's see. Nevada, here we go. So Nevada will let you get an NIL deal, but you can't make more than $200 per instance. It's nonsense. It's a way of doing it so that they don't get yelled at for saying no, but making it irrelevant. Nevada is a special state when it comes to the high school association that's in charge of high school sports. They are. New Hampshire, permitted. New Jersey, permitted. Again, East Coast. New Mexico, not permitted. New York, permitted. North Carolina, not permitted. Ohio, not permitted. Oklahoma, not permitted. Oregon, permitted. Rhode Island, not permitted. South Carolina, permitted. Tennessee, permitted. Texas, not permitted. But it's Texas. They give you, as long as you're great at sports, you ain't gonna need nothing in Texas, anything. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, Utah, permitted. Vermont is still unclear. The rules are questionable about it. So just get in, you can see it right there. Just go to VPA section 2, look it up if you're unsure, and you'll figure out whether or not you can earn NIL money in high school. The reason I did this is because most of you guys didn't even know that you could get NIL deals in high school. You didn't know how close you were to the money. In California, you can make millions in high school. A lot of those athletes are leaving high school with millions. Mikey Williams had a $2 million home up in Calabasas when he made his mistake. And that wasn't including the bank. And he had a shoe deal, I think it was with Puma. And this was all while he was in high school. So, that like I said, man, you guys need to know what's out there for you so you don't lose out. Let's see. Washington State, Washington State, not permitted. Virginia, not permitted. West Virginia, not permitted. Wisconsin, not permitted. Wyoming, Wyoming sucks. So Wyoming was for sure going to be a not permitted. Yeah, man. So there you go. If you heard that your state allows for NIL deals, go out there and get them. All you need to do to get an NIL deal, in case that's name, image, and likeness, go out to local. If you're a star in your city, go out and talk to your local car dealerships, your local restaurants. Talk to them about, maybe putting their name on one of your jackets or something that you wear, or coming out and doing little events where you come out to the restaurant or to the car dealership and take pictures with people. They're supporting the community. And it just works out. That's all you got to do. That's really all it is. You just got to promote yourself. Again, the more followers you have, that even helps with that. So there you go with that, man. All right. So I wanted to get into, you already know, every week we're going to do the highlight series. I'm committed to that. It was a big hit last week. I definitely want to start making sure that we're showcasing these athletes that are out there. That's what the Who's Up Next show is for. That's what the big fella is all about. So this first athlete, his name is Nathan Hall. He's out of Stafford, Virginia. He goes to Colonial Forge High School. And the kid he's a goalie. And my man he's just a straight wall. Like all these athletes have something in common today. They got hands. You know what I'm saying? So Nathan Hall, let's check him out.
Taking one last drive down Main. Life packed in a Chevrolet. Every corner I see your face. Two hearts break, only one can stay. Taking one last drive down Main. Pedal down anywhere but here. County line in Nashville, I don't care. No brakes to the moon, long as you're not there. You're not there, you're not there. When did it all go south? Wish I could hate this town. It turns out that it's just not big enough for the both of us. So I'm just taking one last drive down Main. Might as well be memory lane. Turn it up for old time's sake. Taking one last drive down Main. Life packed in a Chevrolet. Every corner I see your face. Two hearts break, only one can stay. Taking one last drive down Main. Yeah, I can see it now. You'll hit the bar, catch a buzz off a couple drinks. Tell your friends you'll be just fine without me. But I'll be there in your mind when you fall asleep. Bet you dream, I bet you dream about.
Hey, man, like I said, Nathan Hall, man. Nathan Hall, that dude he's a nice goalie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the quality of your video is the best that we can give you. You know what I'm saying? So I've been saying this for over a year now on the show. I know that schools, let's just keep it a buck. If it ain't football, really, schools don't even film anything. Like football stadiums have cameras built in, so it's always quality video. I hate it. I think that every athlete in every sport should get that same respect. But we know we live where we live, and it is what it is. That's not gonna happen. So parents, you never know when your kid's gonna get showcased on something like this. The parents for Nathan or whoever was filming, they did make it try to get different angles so that you could get the a far view, but then you got some close-ups. Some of those were repeats for him. That works in case you ever get a situation like this where someone wants to showcase you. The kid's really good. He's really, really, really good. And I was definitely impressed by the video for sure. I tried to play goalie, you know what I'm saying? Amazing football player. That's fine. Really good basketball player. That was fine. But when I tried to play soccer as a kid, I think I lasted like 2 days. Soccer is something different. And I'm telling you right now, being a goalie is just like, no. Kudos to the dudes that can do it, though, because that's not me. Definitely an amazing athlete. So the next kid we want to get into is this is one of the on-the-radar kids for Complete College Prospect, young man, class of 2033, Henry Ramirez. So, again, it doesn't matter. Like, if your kid is in sports and they're actually doing exceptional, get over to CCP. That's going to get you over here to the show so we can throw you up on a highlight series and showcase everything that you're doing. Henry Ramirez, 2033, lives in Las Vegas. He's now playing for the Las Vegas Hawks. We're not going to shout out his old team because that's different. But this young man is a running back, sometimes plays linebacker. You'll see what I mean. Great running philosophy when it comes to getting upfield. You know what I'm saying? No lateral movement, good hands when it comes to catching the ball, good speed. And if you watch, he definitely changes the placement of the football, which is that's high school level, 15, 14U level of knowledge of the game. So you definitely want to make sure we got him in here. Let's see. Let's go. Henry Ramirez.
That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we could set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. You see I'm always on the go. You wanna ride and let me know. That Chevy knocking riding slow. I'm on it though. You see me rolling in that Chevrolet. That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we can set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. When I pull up in that Chevrolet. I don't like to ride the same, just like the rest of you. Got a watered down lane.
Hey, there you go, Henry Ramirez, man. Again, another good athlete right there. You know what I'm saying? I think the young man has a bright future. Especially when you notice that the one thing that young athletes don't remember that play running back is that they need to keep their legs moving. Doesn't matter the contact. Ramirez just keeps on pushing through no matter what. So I love it. Definitely love everything I saw there. Let's see. Let's jump into what we got next. I guess we'll get into – let's go commercial.
What did she say?
Well, that was wrong.
I can't breathe. 999. Waiting for the exhale. I toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. I can't breathe, I'm waiting for the exhale. Toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. Still no love.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Man, I forgot to get the logo off of that one and change it to the new logo for the show. Hey, definitely wanted to talk to you guys about there's a lot of talk about LeBron James and what happened with his son Bronny when it comes to the draft. So I definitely wanted to speak on that and nepotism, right? For you guys that don't know what nepotism means, it essentially is just it's almost like an inheritance, except for you nobody died. It's essentially someone before you in your family accomplished something big, and so they go back and make your road a lot easier. Some people call it, being spoiled, I guess, because your parents give you everything and you don't have to suffer or anything to get where you're trying to go. I'm torn, right? On one level, I do get that there were some other people in the draft that went undrafted that were better than him. I get it. But at the same time, people been getting nepotism since the beginning of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like if you come from a rich family, and it's not a screwed up family, then you're probably going to get a step up. This is something that I've been trying to explain to young athletes when I train younger athletes and try to explain to their families things that people just didn't get. You know what I'm saying? I tried to explain that trying hard and okay, I'm not going to tell you not to try hard. That I'm not going to do that, right? But the days of just trying hard and thinking that you're going to win is just not going to happen. Like that's going to be rare. That's going to be rare. If you look at the under 18 USA basketball team that's competing this year, almost the entire team is made up of sons of prior or current NBA players. I'm sure that there are. I see them over on the Complete College Prospect platform. I see those athletes that are really, really good. Like some of those are outstanding. And I'm like, I mean, Bryce James is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely believe that there's some other kids out there that are better than him today. They're probably not going to be better than him later. Because I think just like Melo, I think Bryce is the one. But today there's some kids better than him, but they didn't make the team. When you look at the draft, NFL, football, sometimes in baseball, soccer, even with the history, is trying to go in that way too. It tends to be the kids of grandparents, parents, uncles that played. You know what I'm saying? Moms that were, stars, things like that. Like it's how it works out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not against what Bron did in order to help out his kid and hopefully open that door for him to go on and do something. Hopefully that all pans out. But either way, he wasn't supposed to do anything different. I'm going to open every single door for my kid. Everyone that I know of, I'm going to open. And some people think that's unfair, but that's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like I suffer through everything so that I can open up the doors for him. So that's my job, is to hit every connection and make sure that I'm putting him in all the right spots to do the things he needs to do. And of course, that's unfair for some other kid, but I also know my kid works hard. But you guys need to get out and connect with people. Like you need to go out and get your kid into events where they can make connections, where it's who you know at the end of the day. And sadly, that's going to dictate whether or not some of your kids go to school, you know what I'm saying, whether they go to college, definitely going to dictate whether some of your kids become pros. That's for sure. I promise you that. Look, it goes without saying that they drafted Bronny, then LeBron backed out of his, I think it's like $52.4, $52.5 $1 million deal for next year, because he gonna take a salary hit so that he can make sure his kid is being paid for, and they could do a couple things. One, they connected like that. That's how that works. So for me, nepotism, it is what it is. Is it fair? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But you can also go out and make connections that'll help you along the way too, because nepotism isn't always your family members. Sometimes nepotism is someone that watched you grow up, connections you made, people that got to know you and you know their kid, and because they want to make their kid happy, they're helping to make your kid happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that happens. You know what I'm saying? I've helped plenty of kids that they benefited because they were with my kid. That's how they benefited. So his nepotism slid off onto them too. And that's okay. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that either. So that's all I'm going to tell you guys. Please get out there, make connections, do the things you need to do. Parents, you're going to have to open up them pocketbooks. I just told y'all, Mikey Williams had a little over a $2 million home in high school, plus his bank account, plus the Puma deal in high school. Bryce has an NIL worth right now in his deal. I think it's like it's like $3 million. I think he is like $3 million. That's in high school. Bronny came out of high school with $2 million. That was his money from NIL deals. You saw him in the little commercials with LeBron. That was his NIL money. Your kid could be a millionaire right now. So do what you got to do to make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you the information. Of course, I'm going to give my kid the cheat code, but I want to give out some of the pointers on that cheat code to help everybody get there. I'm cool with the playing field being level. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And let my kid go out there and cut his teeth and earn the right to be out there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. I have the utmost confidence in him that he'll handle his business. So I'm good with giving out that information. I'm good with telling you guys these are the things you need to do. You need to build your brand. We've been building my son's brand since he was like 6, because I tried to warn people and tell them that, you know, hey, not in Nevada. I love it because that's so right? But you can still build up your brand. That way, when you go to college, it can work out from there. I do know kids from Liberty who graduated their senior year, had NIL deals with car companies and everything up in Utah. So that worked for $200. Okay. They just waited till after they graduated, because realistically, the only way they can hurt you is while you're playing your sport, or if you have a sport coming up, because all they're going to do is make you ineligible. So once you've played your year out, who cares? See, another nugget. When you come to the Who's Up Next show to talk to the big fella, we're going to talk about it. So now I've just explained to you how to get around those deals. And if you the NIAA, it's not my problem, bro. Change the rules. I'm going to tell how to get around it. So you change the rules, we don't have to deal with this. So once you play your sport, go on and do what you got to do out here in Nevada your senior year. They say you're ineligible for the next 60 days, 6 months, 180 days or whatever. Tell them, cool, you're going to college anyway. Building your brand builds revenue. Let's see, building a brand that builds revenue will ruin eligibility. No. You could build your brand as long as you don't take money. Like say here in Nevada, you could build your brand as long as you're not taking money from another company. They can't do anything about that. California at first tried to get the Ball brothers in trouble, but this was kind of before NIL money, because their dad had the Big Baller brand for his shoes and all that stuff. Wasn't successful. His son still went to college. They still played. It didn't mess with eligibility, all of that stuff. So this thing's been getting knocked for a while now. So you'll be all right. So build your brand, build your kids' brand, build your brand, build your brand, build your brand. I don't know what else to tell you. Build your brand. The whole point of having this show, putting up these kids on the highlight series, is to help them build their brand. So we're out here picking complete college prospect athletes that CCP says they want to showcase. We're putting them on the show, hoping to help them build their brand, and to put people on notice of who they are, and also put colleges on notice of who these kids are. You see, we started with Harry Ramirez. I told you guys he's class of 2033. So imagine if he's around CCP, the Who's Up Next show, and all of that for the next 7 years. By the time he gets there, his brand might be worth, he might have 1 million followers. Brand might be worth $10 million before he ever stepped foot in college. There you go, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's the key right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're welcome, Leilani. That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Build your brand. And again, if you guys ever have questions, all you got to do is go to CC Prospects 25 at on X. I'll make sure we get that information. You could email the show at the Who's Up Next show @gmail.com. I'll make sure that I answer your questions, get them up on the show, whatever it is when it comes to building your brand, what the rules are in your state, what it is, if you're missing something when it comes to the NCAA, I'm going to make sure on Sundays you're going to get that information. That's it for sure. We're not going to do that any different. All right, let's get into some more athletes. I'm going to mess up her name, and I'm so sorry. I swear it's Kiala, and her last name is Stevens. I didn't mess that up. But Kiala, I swear is her first name. That's how you say it. Volleyball player. She's an ace. Yo, she gets it, man. She gets it. So let's go get it. I told you this show is all about hands today.
There's still something that I needed to know, 'cause I don't believe that you need me at all. So would you leave me to bleed on my own? 'Cause you left me to freeze, I'm so cold. And babe, I'm begging on my knees, you won't go. And you had led me to believe there's no hope. And if you're never coming back, we both know that I can't do this alone. 'Cause I you. Now there's nowhere left to hide, but I feel like I was left to die. You didn't love me, so you stepped aside. If I had a heart, I'd give what's left of mine. 'Cause I can't breathe, I'm choking. I can't be alone.
All right, there you go. That's Kiala Stevens. She's class of 28. She's out of Hawaii. The proof is right there. Hey, and I'm let me say this for Kiala's parents or whoever was filming, great job of getting some quality footage. We just got to be able to expand it out so that it comes to a little bit more clear, but we clearly could see who she was. Number 12, we got it. She's amazing. And you saw she was laying them down. Like, that's it. Like she made the one girl want to quit. She stayed on her back for a while. So I love it, love it, love it. The next person we got up, Mason. So now we're going with Mason Johnson, class of 25. He's out of Roseville, California. And this young man just signed with someone. He definitely committed to college already. I'll try to have that by the time you guys come back. Because, look, the whole point is don't just watch him. He's graduating next year or this season coming up. We want you guys to go out and watch these athletes. If you get a chance to see them, go to their YouTube. So Kiala, she has a YouTube channel you could go to. Just type in her name, Keala Stevens, Keala Stevens. You can go to her YouTube channel. She puts her video up there. Henry Ramirez, I think, is about to start his YouTube channel. Nathan Hall has a YouTube channel. The kid we're about to put up, Mason Johnson, has his huddle. I know they charge everybody, but if you just go to his X account, all of these athletes, if you go to their X account, you can link to their video. And then we want you to try to follow them through their season as well. We fully want to support them the whole way. Any athlete that you see in the highlight series, we want to see everybody support them, go out and take a look at them. And then when they go to college, support them there too. You know what I'm saying? Support them. Every eyeball that is on these kids when they go to college is more money in their pocket. So they don't have to go pro right away. I'd love to see kids leave possibly with a degree, maybe even starting a business before they enter the pros, because then they're established. And let me say this, right? I know a lot of you don't know, but I'm gonna give y'all some behind the scenes. A lot of these documentary type things have definitely shown some behind the scenes of some of the sacrifices, but we just put it, let's just put it out there, right? Sometimes as an athlete, things that you would normally say no to, you don't say no to when you're a pro because you need the money. You're trying to get where you're trying to go. You're trying to create that thing that you're trying to create, you know what I'm saying, your brand and everything else. And so you're listening to everybody above you. That's how you find some athletes on steroids. That's how you find athletes. Like, it gets crazier, you know what I'm saying? People always think steroids is the big one, but it's really not. And I'm not going to go into everything because I'm not messing with other people's money. But sometimes it's as simple as getting a cortisone shot when you shouldn't, because you're just going to tear that thing up more. But you won't say no because you need to play, because you got bills, you got things you got to do. If some of these athletes were to have businesses, money in the bank, educations, when they come out of college, you'll see a change in the pros as well. You'll see a lot less athletes being separated from their money by scandalous accountants and everything else. So there you go, man. I'm not going to get into too many rants. So let's get to Mason. You'll see what I mean. Let's go.
Yeah, I hate the way I always miss you. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but you're sick too. Even after everything we've been through, thought I was the one with all the issues. And every time I leave, it's too long. And every time I leave, it's all wrong. You know, I hate the way I always miss you. Hey.
Made a promise to myself, a promise I should stick to. Talking to myself, I said I promised I would quit you. I've been trying to let go, but it's powerful, it grips you. First you think you got control until I see you can't resist you. Know I got my issues, some I won't admit to. No one's got the answers, everybody wants to fix you. Got this magic 8-ball, but I ain't got no crystal. Just don't fall in Courtney Love and don't go Cobain with no pistols. It don't take a psychic or a scientist to know that. And what the minute I see you, I always go back. The definition of insanity is, yeah, I know that. I had 100 chances to move on, I always blow that. I can't seem to find out what's the issue. See your face on my Explorer and then I miss you. Yeah, I said I was finished with you.
I hate the way I always miss you. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but you're sick too. Even after everything we've been through, thought I was the one with all the issues.
Yo, I told y'all. Look, California is like Texas. It is the amount of high schools there and competition there is insane, right? So California has some of the toughest competition in the United States when it comes to football. You just watch this young man lace whole teams. That kick return, the guy was standing 2 feet in front of him, and he disappeared on him and ran back on the whole squad. Nothing. It's right there. There's nothing to say. That young man is talented. You know what I'm saying? And then this next young man is too, man. So, again, get that video out here. You know what I'm saying? Go to, if you're on X, go to CC Prospects 23, get your film in there so it can get over here to the show. That's it, man. Man. Yeah, I don't want to keep y'all past that hour. I try to keep the show in a range, you know what I'm saying, while we doing this thing. Get you guys the information you need. Oh, hold on. Got to put this up. CC Prospects has the college recruiting workbook. Just go to ccprospects.com. You could get that thing in the store over there. It's over 100 pages and walks you through everything from branding, NCAA rules and regulations, ACTs if you decide to take them for the school because the NCAA no longer requires them, to signing and what that means, verbal offers, visits, all the way to putting your butt in the seat in the classroom day one and being in your sport day one. So that's beginning to end. I don't care if you in the third grade, it'll help you from third grade all the way on. So I've done my thing. There you go. Let's get into this last young man. Again, you'll be able to see all of these athletes at their schools. All of them playing. Kayala's going into high school, so she's out of Hawaii, easy find. Nathan Hall's in high school in Virginia. Henry Ramirez is in Las Vegas. He's still in elementary school. Mason Johnson, California, Roseville, California. This next young man is here out of Nevada. We had him on the show a little while back. Ben Parker, quarterback, Prep Red Zone. Everybody has him signing soon with somebody for hopefully committing with somebody for college soon. A lot of colleges on this kid. So let's go.
On the track.
Oh, I think they mad. Pissed off just a tad. I'm living how I wanna live. Just tell them kiss my ass. Yeah, they look a little sad. Now I ain't tryna brag, but I'ma run it up like a drunk man's tab with a smirk up on my face. Sunshine in my pocket, got the boots without the lace. Snakeskin's what I'm rocking, got that Glock up on my waist. Oh, you better watch it, man. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah. I feel a little cocky. You might think that I'm a freak, cause I feel a little cocky. See me walking with a limp, cause I feel a little cocky. I might talk a lot of shit, put my hands up like I'm Rocky. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah. I feel a little cocky. First one in, last one out. Hustle real hard, but there's no doubt. When you talk about me, better watch your mouth. When I came up from the bottom, yeah, I'm talking about the sound for it. Don't test me, don't do it. Got one cocked and I shoot it. I'm flexing, I prove it. Got mud all of my jewelry. Smirk up on my face. Sunshine in my pocket.
I don't even know why that's still up. Hey, man, another dope athlete. Look, again, get your film over to CC Prospects 23. Go over and get registered with CompleteCollegeProspect.com. Whatever it is you got to do so I can get that video here. You know what I'm saying? So we can do what we got to do to showcase you, put you on the map everywhere that you are. Look, here's the philosophy, right? So I'm gonna give you another nugget, right? I'm gonna give you another nugget. A lot of you guys are worried about being nationally recognized. But if I go to your local neighborhood, not your state. So say you're here in Las Vegas and I go to who said they can't hear me? Hey, can y'all hear me? I don't know why they saying they can't hear me. If I go to your local state and I ask the question, how good are you? You know what I'm saying? Or I say, all right, there you go. Thank you, Jasmine. If I go to your local state and I say and hit your city and I say, who's the best softball player in the city. If your name ain't up in the top 10, who care about the nation. Some of y'all worried about getting to the stars, and the stars are important. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna hear a lot of people out there that says having stars doesn't matter. That's a lie. When coaches go down through their X account and they're going through their feed, I promise you, if they see that shiny gold star, they're gonna at least stop. They have to. You can't afford to miss talent. They're gonna stop, right? Doesn't matter. There's a reason. Baseball, football, soccer, it doesn't matter the sport. Everyone does it. That's the standard of reward for your ability is those gold stars, right? That's it. That's the facts. So it is an eye-catching thing. So that's important, right? But how can you get to the stars if I go to your neighborhood and if you don't know if you're that good, if you're that person, be random. Go ask some random sports person that knows about your sports, follow a parent, whoever, some coach, and be like, hey, who would you say? Don't let them know who you are. Have somebody else ask the question. Who would you say is the top 10 of whatever it is you do in your city? And like I said, if your name doesn't come up, you have work to do. So here's how it works. Lock down your city, right? Lock down your city. Don't worry about your league. Lock down your city. You don't have to be number one. I said top 10, right? That's it. You're just top 10. Lock down your city. Lock down, because if you're in a place like Texas or California, New York has the boroughs. Florida's huge too. You might need to lock down like next up, maybe your part of the town, your part of the state, right? Northern California, Southern California, whatever it is. You might be in Dallas, you might be down in Galveston when it comes to Texas, so lock down your area, right? Then you need to lock down your state. Once you lock down your state, I promise you are definitely recognizable when people bring up the country on some level. Now, if you start going to camps, and most of the athletes that I see over there on Twitter, you're always seeing them somewhere. And I understand that everybody can afford it, but that can't be an excuse. It can't be an excuse. Look, if you got on a pair of Jordans, but you tell me you can't go to a camp for your future, that's on you. If your parents smoke cigarettes, all they got to do is put that pack down, go a pack less, or whatever, that it add up. So if you say you can't go to camps because you can't afford it, then I'm sorry, the future is not going to be bright for you. It's not. You're going to have to struggle, and the struggle is going to be real. If you say that, it's about importance. Look, I'm sorry. If somebody was to pass away in our family and my kid needed to go do his thing, I'm not going to the funeral. We got to get over here because he got to go do the thing. I get it. And I want to be sad and sorry, and I am. And and as soon as I can get there, we're going to make that thing up. But we got to go do the thing. I think that's the other part that I see parents mess that up every day. I see kids mess that up and get in their emotions and whatever. When you're a professional athlete, your husband could be in the hospital or your wife could be in the hospital. You can go. No one will ever tell you can't go. You just have to remember that the job's still going to get done. So when you go do that thing and you're over there and you're thinking, well, they understand. They don't understand. It's a business. Let's take the NFL. The NFL is a $47 billion a year business. I said that with a B. But I'm going to put y'all up on a bigger number, right? I just found this out over the last week with some research, right? Youth sports, not college, not pro, youth sports is a $97 billion business in the world. Here in the United States, there are 45 million youth athletes just in the United States alone. The United States is a $20 to $30 billion business for youth sports. So I get when you start telling me things like You start saying stuff like, we can't make practice. That's great. Somebody else gonna make it though. You can't afford to go here. You can't afford to go. That's great. I promise you there's gonna be a bunch of kids that do. You can't pay, whatever it is, whatever the excuse is, whatever the thing is, you know what I'm saying? We got a family thing we got to go get to. That, cool. Go do that. But understand that there are kids that are not, and you think that it doesn't affect you, but understand what I just said. Youth sports, that's third grade for most sports, all the way to high school. Understand what I just said. Billions of dollars every year. Billions don't wait for millions, doesn't wait for anybody, but billions ain't waiting for anyone. That company, that business model is going to keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? That's the facts. If you took sports out of high schools, we wouldn't have half the students in schools wouldn't even show up anymore. That's how important it is. Half the students that go to high school would not show up if you took out high school sports. Facts. But I'm telling you now, youth sports are high school sports now. Decisions going to be made. High school is the new college. This is where you cutting your teeth to see if look, coaches used to give you a hard time about coming to recruit you when they were just worried about, if let's say it was Saban over at when he was at Bama, right? I'm just worried about my foe Deion over at CU, my $2, $3, $4 million a year, right? With that paycheck, right? That when they was worried, you saw Deion went to CU and cleared it out. Told dudes, time to go. He didn't care about feelings or nothing else. He got a paycheck and he's trying to do what he's trying to do, right? Now put that on steroids. I told you, college is now semi-pro, period. That 22% revenue sharing at a minimum is going to make schools pay out about $22 million a year for the bigger schools. Once they add, remember what I said, once they add in the fields and they put the fields out there and allow people to companies to come out and put AT&T and whatever on these fields in colleges, that new $6 million, the 22% of that $6 million is going into that pot. Every dime that they make, these new TV deals, Florida State, I think it was Florida State just went through a thing out in Florida where they got upset because they were trying to renegotiate their deals because they felt like they needed to be in a better conference so they could get a part of this new TV deal because of the money. They said their worth is worth more than that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a business through and through. So the next time that you say, hey, I can't get my kid those new cleats, you better look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, man, where else are we spending money that we didn't need to? Did we go out and eat? Maybe we should stay home on this one so we could go get those cleats, get that new glove. If kids are about to make millions in college and some kids are making millions in high school, local companies are going to want a piece of that. So why not build up your brand? I don't want my kid on social media. Okay. Look, I'll do you one better. I tell parents this too, right? If my kid wanted to play video games, I'll let him. If that's what he wanted to do as a job, I'll let him because I'm smart enough to look at the bigger picture. And some parents are like, man, you're on that game all the time. But if you go do the research and look it up, the top three to five gamers in the world over the last 2 to 3 years have made close to $12 million a year each for the same games that we yell at and say, oh, you're spending too much time on there. No. If that's their sport, that's what you can letter in high school sports here in Nevada for gaming. You could be an esports athlete here in Nevada and you can letter it. Letterman jacket, everything, walk around, you earned that, you did that. So parents, y'all got choices, man. Y'all can continue to go down this path of not seeing the changes in the new picture and the way that things are going to go, or you can get with what things are now and today, right? So I'm going to give you the information. Like I said, hey, you want to talk about it, hit the big fella. We're going to talk about it. That's it. Like that's how this thing is gonna go, right? So if you got questions, CC Prospects 23, I'll get the information from over there. The Who's Up Next show at Gmail, gonna get it over there. The Who's Up Next show's website will be up this week. And then you obviously could go over to CC Prospects. That'll get over to me from over there. But yeah, man, just get it to me. Put your kid on the map. Give your kid an opportunity. Give your kid a chance. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck, though, right? This is a business. If you send me film of your kid, and I'm not going to say your kid is trash, right? But if your kid can't do the job that they're doing, I will not put your kid up. And here's why. Not because I want you to feel good about seeing your kid on the show, right? And being able to tell family and friends that they're on the show. But I will not put anything up that's going to hurt a kid. So if your kid isn't performing the job that they do, right? If they're a lineman or they play basketball, they can't dribble or they can't shoot, I'm not going to put that up. You're hurting your kid's brand. I get that as a parent, you want to be proud and showcase it. Showcase that to family members. Family go, it's like when the person has an ugly baby, and I don't care what y'all say, there's people that have ugly babies. That exists. That's a thing, right? So if your kid if you know somebody that has an ugly baby, right? And you don't say that's an ugly baby, you say that's precious. You know why? Because you know them. That's why they showed you their baby. A stranger be like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put your kid up unless I'm making sure to showcase your kid in the best light. Let me see what. Thank you, keeping us in the loop. It's a lot of it. Oh, absolutely. Again, Leilani, absolutely. I will. That's what I'm gonna do, right? So I'll go through the film and I'll tell you. I'll hit you on the side, right? Armando, all my kids were ugly. Hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying? I will respond though. I will hit you up on the side and say, hey, can we get something like this? If I could clean the video up and make it look a certain way, like not lie, but make your kids' video, like take away the parts where they're not doing the job correct. They might only have 30 seconds of film after that, but that's okay. But I'm gonna put up the best of your kid. But you need to make sure I get the film that is the best of your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. But again, not everybody kid is good today. They might be good tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And if they're going to be good tomorrow, then I need you to send me the video for them tomorrow, not today. Because again, that's all I care about, right? Is making sure that I showcase your kids in the best light. That's it. That's it, hands down. So if you want to know who's up on the show next week, the list will be up on CC Prospects X page tomorrow. I'll get the list over there tomorrow. But the list will be up on CC Prospects. You know what? I can tell you who's definitely going to be on the show if I could get some good film. Leilani was on the we had her on the show when I had a partner. We had her on the show. But I never had a chance to do highlight film for her. So Leilani will definitely be on the show next week. She's amazing. Like she is one of the most decorated athletes when it comes to soccer in California. Again, California, right? So I'm gonna make sure I put her up on the show next week. If you got any suggestions, please. Oh, before I go, right, there was something I wanted to put up. We don't want to forget. It was here in Las Vegas, over at Silverado High School. Let me take this down real quick. Sorry about that. The Las Vegas Hawks have now moved to a new home over at Silverado High School. Bunch of new coaches. The program is amazing. And it's not like the show is not affiliated with them, at all. But we are here to help. So if you have a program, you need some help. Everybody except the Wolverines. I don't care. Like it's just going to be. Let me click this off one more time. Hold on 1 second, because I want this to be as clear as day, right? The Wolverines, I'm not helping. I don't appreciate the coaching over there. I think that they are not doing the kids right. I think that it's not okay. I'm not going to support a program that I don't believe in. But everybody else, for sure. All right, here you go. Integrity. It's all about that. So here we go. They're looking for 9 new players. They still have spots available. contact Coach Randy. He has the 9U. They're heavy on almost everything else. There might be a few teams that still need players, but I know that their 9U is definitely still has some spots they want to fill. They have probably the lowest fees. That for the most part, they try to cover everything. You get 3 uniforms, home, away, and then a random interchangeable one that they could throw in as well, like travel or anything like that. But the Las Vegas Hawks, the lowest fee in the Valley. They try to pay almost everything for the athletes. It's just that small fee, and that has more to do with what's going on here with the Little League now having to pay for officers at any location if they play at a high school. So it's making it really expensive. But Coach Randy, he's the coach of the 9U. They're looking for some 9U players, so definitely want to get that. Vegas, we got to do better. There's no reason that these parents, like that these teams, Vegas Strong, Upper Prospects, all these teams should have to pay more for their kids to play sports because parents don't know how to act with referees after games. That's the reason that CCSD has now passed a rule that says that if it doesn't matter what the event is, and it's not just sports, it could be like a student success thing at a school. You have to pay for 2 officers to be present at any event that use the CCSD facility. I'm super disappointed. I am super disappointed in that scenario. I know that nationwide there's a lack of referees, and that is because a lot of parents cry because the refs don't do a good job, but they're limited. There's not a lot of refs because parents have lost their damn mind. If I'm not watching video of some parent attacking a ref, I mean refs, y'all too though. I've seen a couple of refs act up too. But we got to do better because at the end of the day, it's just going to cost the kids. That's what it is. Insurance is going to go after the facilities, the parks, the schools, everything else, because these incidents happen, right? So insurance goes after the schools or whoever. That trickles down. It's an expense. So now it trickles back down to the organizations, and then that trickles back down to the athletes and their parents. And that just can't keep happening. That can't keep happening at all. So please, let's do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. All right, man. When we get up out of here, like I said, get with us next week. We'll get with me next week. You know what I'm saying? The big fella. I love talking to y'all. I love giving you the information you need. If you have any questions, please put it out there so I can get those answered to you. I appreciate you stopping in, and I'll catch you next week.